One other term that we need to mention or briefly discuss that's covered in this particular unit is the term base cycling. Well, it sounds a lot like base saturation, but base saturation was a direct percentage measurement of the exchangeable bases on the cation exchange sites. Base cycling is referring to the uptake and utilization of basic cations by plants. They're utilized for growth and development. They are then returned, or at least a portion of those are returned in the residue from that plant to the soil. Microorganisms are going to utilize that as a source of food. They're going to be breaking that organic material down. Those cations, or basic soil cations, are going to be released, picked up, and reutilized by subsequent plants growing in that soil. Some plants are better base cyclers than others. That is, that some crops will utilize heavy amounts of basic cations, but a large proportion of that is removed from the field at the time we harvest that crop. Other crops return a high proportion of the basic cations that were utilized for their growth and development in the residue back to the soil again. So the concept of base cycling is a relatively simple one. Basic cations taken up, utilized for growth and development, returned to the soil as a part of the residue, broken down by microorganisms into simple ionic form so they can be picked up and reutilized by subsequent plants. This finishes our discussion on the unit of cation exchange and soil pH and how we modify soils with pHs which are outside of the desirable range for the growth of a particular crop or plant. There is a laboratory on this unit entitled Cation Exchange and Soil pH. On a different tape, you'll see that particular unit illustrated to you. You will be asked to do some calculations in that unit on cation exchange capacity of soils, utilizing milliequivalents per 100 grams as a unit of measurement for that. With the introduction to that laboratory and the material that we've covered here in this lecture today, you should be able to complete not only the calculations but the review questions on the laboratory as well as for the lecture on this particular unit. Thank you.